Good night, good night. Blessings, my people. Love alone. Welcome back to another episode of the All Over It podcast. Yes, we here. Episode 58. Today, June 8th. Yeah. We here with another one. Today, we're talking about IPOs, investing, and opportunity. I like to come with relevant topics for you. You know that. Check. Yeah. So, another week, another episode, staying consistent. That is the mission as always. And yeah, we back with another one. And trust me, I got something good in store for you today, you know. So just want to say blessings. Hello, shout out to my people, them, love alone, blessings, blessings to my mother, Mary, love alone. Yeah. See you there. You don't know. Big up all the people out there watching. Love. Check. Yeah, another episode. And today we're talking about investing stocks. We're talking about financial markets. If you know me, you know that's one of my favorite topics. And yeah, basically today we're switching gears a little bit. But it's been a while since I talk about the markets, anything stock or crypto related. So I said tonight, let me dive back into that. Especially, we got some things coming up that I think you'd like to hear about, and trust me, we got some things. I got some value for you today. Good content today. Yeah. So yeah, like I say, today going to be about financial market, financial literacy, and just financial opportunities in the markets, whether it's stocks, crypto, whether it's ETFs, whatever it is. So before I dive into the content of today, the things I want to touch on today, I want to just kind of bring us down memory lane a little bit. So yeah, let me share the screen. Alone of people. So I just want to show you, like I say, this is not the first time the All Over It podcast has seen or experienced information or content about these topics. I had a whole financial literacy series, whereas I covered various different topics. So I talked about stocks, about ETFs, dividends. I talked about gold and other commodities. I talked about business ownership. I talked about life insurance. So this is the whole financial literacy series here from episode 13 to episode 23. And you can find all of these episodes on my YouTube channel. Once you type in my name, you will find my channel and you will see this playlist. The check, like I say, I start with an overview, financial literacy, the real flex. Then I came with change your mind, change your money, because I check in, your mindset. You have to have the right mindset, a growth mindset to keep, to make and maintain your assets and your wealth. Just put it up. So then I talk about real estate. I talk about unlocking business success. So in this episode, I talk about both starting a new business, so startups, versus established businesses. I even show you some examples of businesses that for sale. Episode 17, this was a good one. This was a big one. Shout out to Josias one time. my uncle Josiah Williams one time, big up. And yeah, episode 17, we were talking dividends and we went through what are dividends and a whole DIY dividend strategy. Check. Then I talk about mastering the markets. I give explanation about the different terminologies. I show you the charts, which I'm going to do that today again. And yeah, just kind of dive into the markets, the stocks, trading, understanding what you're getting yourself into if you're interested in stocks and trading. Maybe you might be seeing people talking about it online or see videos when you're scrolling through about people making all kind of money from trading and all these things. So I give you a full episode explaining it in detail, literally. Like I say, explanation of the terminologies, definitions, and even demonstrations. Then I talk about investing in gold, the king of commodities. So in this one, the focus was gold, but I also talk about silver, copper, other commodities, oil, all those different things, which we're going to touch on those a little bit today. Then I talk about protecting your assets. Yeah, protecting your assets, making sure that the things that you work so hard to build, the things then that you work, your job, blood, sweat, and tears, had to pay for this, pay for that, to build up to where you is now, protecting it, safeguarding your assets. Yeah. Then I talk about the importance of record keeping, talking about why it's important to keep your records, write down how things going, whether you have chickens, whether you have a car wash business, whether you have a customer service. This episode, we talk about why it's important to keep your data, to keep tracking how things going in your business or with your assets so that you could make smart choices, so that you could make educated, decision driven, data driven decisions. Yeah. And then, yeah, I had an interview with Clem and Shanita Edwards. Shout out to Clem and Shanita one time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big time self. And in this one, we talk about life insurance. We bursted some myths about life insurance. They gave a whole presentation and explanation about how life insurance works, the different types of life insurance, how you could use it for your benefit, all these different things. Yeah. And then, yeah, I gave a debrief, like kind of wrap up, covering everything, checking like, okay, look, this is what we cover, this is what it's all about. And yeah, like I say, you can find all these episodes in this financial literacy series on my YouTube channel. Yeah, blessings. Big up yourself one time. So like I say, this podcast is not new to financial information and market talk, and like I say, anybody who know me, any of my long time viewers know that's one topic I love talking about. The markets, talking about stocks and investing and all these things. So yeah, like I say, the idea is investing is not gambling, ain't like going in a casino and playing blackjack. Investing is ownership. Trading is a part of investing in the financial markets, but it's not the whole picture. So it's for you to find what avenue, what route, what road you want to take and take it. And that's why the financial literacy series is a good knowledge builder and is a good start for you to start to get yourself in the right mindset, but also start to gain the knowledge you need to get in the markets, to invest, to do all these different things, you know. Good night, Rita. Blessings. Welcome, welcome. Hold on. But yeah, so like I say, this episode is not the first episode about this topic and these topics, but I say, let me do an episode about investing and the markets and the opportunities that are going on because well, things going on, things happening. And like I say, I like to keep things relevant to check. So we talking about this here today. So don't worry, I got some good things in store for you. Pick up my boy David one time. Okay, I always tell you, we certified. Don't know. Big up. And yeah, big up my cause one time, Miguel. You don't know in the chat. You know. Check. So yeah, we talking about ownership. We talking about doing things to help yourself advance and elevate. You know, ain't only just about yeah, we work, we make the salary. No, we gotta try own things too. You know, when you don't got a job, what you do? You need something to fall back on. Or when you reach old and you want to enjoy life now in your retirement age, you need something to fall back on. Can't put all your trust in pension and all them things. Check. Especially living here in St. Martin. Right. Better know where you're on. Check. Anyway, so I can dive right into things. We're talking about what happening in the markets right now. So let me pull up heat map. Heat map. Let me start with heat map. So this here is the stock heat map. This is a quick glance of how the S&P 500 index, like you see here, is looking at the moment or how it looked today. Check. So to understand what you're watching here, simply all these tiles is different companies that are within the S&P 500 index. S&P 500 index is an index, so let me say like a company that has track how these companies do. So it has 500 different companies that it tracks how these different companies do it. All these is different sectors, so meaning like different types of companies, meaning you see, this is electronic technology services, finance, you got retail and trade, you got producer manufacturing, you got consumer services, utilities, communication, industrial, transportation, energy minerals, health technology, finance. So all of these is companies within the S&P 500 index, and they split them up by segment or sector. So meaning each industry, they have them separated by that. And yeah, basically when you see green, that means it up. So for today, Nvidia up. Check. And for today, Apple is down. So red mean down. And then they give you like a little legend or like a glossary here at the bottom so you can understand like what the colors mean. So the higher it go, the darker the green, the lower it go, the darker the red. Check. So I say that as like a quick breakdown. I try to give a simple, easy to digest explanation of what a S&P 500 is and what this heat map that you're watching is. I hope you're with me so far. Let me know. Leave a little comment in the chat if you're with me so far. Check. David, I want to hear from you because I know you with me. At least not on this question. So I know you with me on that one for sure. So yeah, like I say, S&P 500, call it S&P 500 because it tracks 500 different companies. They have like 500 different companies they invest in. They have, that they tracking, there's an index, they keeping track of these 500 different companies. Good. And like I say, different segments, sectors of the market, of the industry, different type of companies doing different type of things. These electronic companies, they're dealing with technology, and Apple selling you phones and all these different things. But then now when you come over here, you have Visa, which is, as you know, Visa is a company that does deal with like financial transactions and bank cards and all these different things. Looking at MasterCard too, Berkshire Hathaway. So you got a lot of different options. You got a lot of different things, the Bank of America. So yeah, basically kind of covering everything. So the reason why watching this does give you a good idea of how the market look is because it's covering 500 different companies, and it's like different sectors of business, let me say. It gives you a good idea of how the market looking in general, and like a kind of overall, like as our former prime minister say, helicopter view type of vibe. So you get to watch things from a macro level, see like, okay, on a big level today, things looking kind of red. I ain't gonna lie, seeing a lot of red grass. There's both. Check. You got some green, so you could say like a kind of like neutral. Of course, gray would be neutral, meaning for company wise and those things. But if you see more gray, then for sure, it's a neutral day. But like, yeah, like I say, got a lot of red, dark reds here, 2.9, 3.35, yeah. So a lot of red throughout the place. But yeah, one thing I could say, couple weeks ago, the market was on a up vibe self. Like a couple weeks ago, this probably would have been green self. Like you probably would be checking, we watching a garden because it's just green. But in the market, that's how it is. It'll have ups, it'll have downs, it's ebb and flow, just like the waves in the ocean. When you go Mullet Bay, you watch it go out, you watch it come back in. It's the same thing here now. Check. So watching this, like I said, to give you a good idea of, okay, how things looking today, how the market looking today. Is it looking good? Is it looking like a up day? Is things green? Or maybe you somebody that trade in a specific sector. So let me say maybe you just trade like technology, maybe you just trade Nvidia, like I buy David. Okay, good. And maybe you check in, why you seeing AMD doing big things, they gone up a good bit. So I got like 11% Intel went up. Wow, that's nice. 11% today. So if you had put money in Intel yesterday, you'd have done me over 10% up today. From yesterday to today. Yeah. That's crazy. Crazy. Let me see how else things looking, man. Okay. 9 point something. Okay, let's see. I gotta check that one out. I ain't sure exactly what I did. Dell, let me see. I on a Dell computer. No, so let me see how we looking. Dell, we up, but small ups, 1.62%. Okay, cool. So yeah, like I say, this year, if you maybe just trade a specific sector, or maybe you want to see how let me say maybe you checking you want to trade Tesla today, or you feel like you want to buy some shares of Tesla, but you curious to know how like the overall sector of the market is, meaning like those different companies that doing the same thing that Tesla doing. You could open this and get like an idea. Okay, consumer durables market looking, you know, all right, kind of green. And also it helps you get the idea of, like I say, the big picture. You come on here, this heat map for the big picture, the macro level, like literally big, large scale. You could go macro even on the individual stocks and thing too, but that's another story coming soon. But yeah, like my boy David say, what goes up must come down. That is it. So being as I talk about the S&P 500, I just say, let me pull this up to show you, like, okay, like I say, right now, it kind of half green, half red. You check? Why? Because right now it's at 7,405 and change. That's the current price. If you decide, you know what, let me invest in S&P 500, that's what you're paying if you want to buy one full share. Of course, you could buy fractions, but just say 7,405 and change right now. But now, today is the 8th. Look, as they say, Tuesday, which was June 2nd, it was 7,609, which was $200 more. So it gone down. Like, it went down to 7,300 and something, 383 and change, and now it's climbing back up. So that's why the heat map look like this, because certain things doing good, so it getting a little rise back up, you know. But because it had done dip so hard, things been red, it been bloody season for a little while, maybe like a week, 2 weeks. Cause like I say, things was going good. They were doing good. Let me switch it up a bit. See, nah, show you with one card. Yeah, me. She was down to around the same place it is. And you know, she going up by, because look, last time she reached there, she reached 353. And she only reached 383. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, that's positive. Anyways, so yeah, just to give you an idea, like why it looks so, but what you're looking at, let me say, on a bigger picture. You check? So with that, I want to pull up trading. You let me go to, no problem. I need to do that now. But close. Wait a minute to me now. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do for you. I know what I got to do for you. But yeah, so I can open back up trading view and make her do what they do the right way. Yeah, opening back up. But yeah, so like I said, I just wanted to show you what a heat map look like, talk about the S&P 500 a little bit, and then get to, like I say, trading view. like we could see. I want to talk about Bitcoin a little bit, talk about gold. But yeah, so this is Trading View. With Trading View, you could get to see the charts. You check, and let me say like here, I pull up Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin been doing kind of bad. Motherfucking put you on a bigger. So Bitcoin been kind of down, but all the true Bitcoin people know that she ain't down and out. Ha 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 ha. Check, what goes down must go up too. Just like how we say what goes up must come down, what goes down must go up same ways. You check. And yeah, Bitcoin was at like 100 and let me say she had reached all the way to 126,000. You check. But right now she is at 63,137. So like half. Check. Crazy pullback. Crazy pullback. But wow, she come from lower than that. So like I say, any of my Bitcoin people would know she ain't out. She ain't out self. Especially like if you watch the numbers and you really peep what's going on, what goes up must come down. And what comes down, it gonna hit rock bottom. And once you hit rock bottom, is only up you could go now. So yeah. Right now, Bitcoin, this is the time to buy. Yeah. Right now, even at 63,000, we got like okay, I got a little bit of Bitcoin, like maybe like less than $100 worth. And I get that like 50 something, like 55, 50 something thousand. And even with that, when it was like at 100 something, I was doubting, checking by. I want more Bitcoin, but I want to add to that because then my average gonna be high. You check. Because now it's gonna be like someone buy at 100 and then I buy probably more at that price. So then average might be like all up to like 70, 80 something. Check. But no, wait, is no, this is the best time to buy for real. It's check. You buy that now. When it reach back to 120 something thousand, your money double, basically. You check? Like literally. Right now it's at 63. Once it reach to 126, whatever you put into it has doubled. Literally. You put in 100, when it reach there, your 100 is 200. You put in 1,000, your 1,000 is 2,000. You put in 10,000, your 10,000 is 20,000. Good. These things is investments. Is just like a lot of people, they like to look for the quick buck or the quick get rich quick scheme and thing. And they that ain't the right way to go. Let me just say like that. But with things like this or with investments in general, it's like you don't have to put your money in and don't expect like yeah you're gonna get it back out tomorrow or the day after, but just know that you put it in for a reason. You put it in so you could get a return on your investment, get some more money than what you put in. Why this thing keep coming back? Why this thing keep coming back in my face? I already like why? You're doing this to me. I don't understand. I don't. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay. Very sad. Anyways. Okay. We here with it. That's why. I'm wondering why it wait. That is it. Now we looking like yeah. What we dealing with there now? Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Now we looking like Oliver. Ooh, why? She's still going on. Man. Anyways, yeah. So just to get a better, not a big picture of Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin once again. But like I say, yeah, she coming down. But any other real Bitcoin people don't know, she gonna come back up. You check. Anyways, I also wanted to show a little gold. Yeah, a little gold. That's it. Gold to gold win and some down vibes. This is also weekend. So just to understand, I have it on 1 week, and that just means that each of these red or green candle is depicting a week's worth of movement. So let me say if I change it to 1 hour, that means each candle is showing an hour's worth of movement. Just for those who new to what they're looking at right now, being as I'm on the hour chart, each of these now is only an hour of time. Check. But now you go to the week or the month, so you could get like a big picture. You always try to get a big picture and then kind of zoom in on what you're really trying to do when it comes to trading. You check. But yeah, Bitcoin chart, gold chart, all these things doing things. This year, gold, but don't play with gold. Gold would make you a lot of money. Don't play with that. But could lose you a lot just the same. You check. This year is the big kahuna. Yeah. When it comes to money making in the market, this is one of the big top contenders. Set Bitcoin volatile. Like Bitcoin is a good money maker, but she does be up and down, all over the place. Let me pull up Nvidia. So I might buy ginseng saying ginseng. Yeah, so even Nvidia, look, she done, which she hit a push up here the other day. Ay. Let me see what's going on over here. Oh, that was another day. That was it. Oh, yeah, that was it. So yeah, the 14th of May, she was all the way up to like 230 something, 236. But right now she's at 208. But trust me, with how Ginseng Wang going on, she going back up. Like even in the financial literacy series, I talk about how on my trading platform I had buy some of this. Like I had a little extra change in my rightfully my investing platform after trading. And I end up buying a little bit of this and I end up making some money. Like wow, I had like 70 something dollars worth, and when I sell it back, I end up selling it for like 100 and change. So then you make a little quick 20 something. Like, yeah, because okay, that might have been small, 20 something to some people might be small, but then now with these things is scale. When you put in big, you get big in the sense of like instead of putting 70 something, if I had put 700 now, and I get 200, check. Or if I put 7,000, I get 2,000 and something, check. So, yeah, but trust and believe. The boy Ginseng, he doing things. You see, she pushing up. She ain't playing no games. She ain't playing no games at all, at all, at all. Check. But yeah, so bottom line, like I say, I show you the S&P 500 heat map to give you like a general market performance. You know, right now, even like how I show you Nvidia just now, the tech sector is leading the markets, and especially with how AI kind of gaining momentum and becoming the more popular talk of the town nowadays. Nvidia and Jensen Wang capitalizing. But like I say, he doing things. He out there investing in other companies. He out there building data centers and going and having talks with Trump and all type of thing. Like, why? He playing the role for sure. Checking, yeah, you boss man, and he behaving like it. You check, but yeah, even like Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin down, but like we say, right now is the best time to buy in. You got like a 100, 200, even $1,000. You could say, okay, let me put it on Bitcoin right now. They're going to increase for sure. Check. You never know. Right now, she might put on a little more, but she she looking like she's at her plateau. She's at that support level that she could rest stand and just bounce off and say, okay, we back up, you know? But yeah, so things looking down right now in the market, looking kind of red, bloody season. But at the end of the day, you see, what goes up must come down. But trust and believe. Trust and believe. When it comes down, it'll go back up. You check. So in this game, it's all about timing, you know? Similar to like, like double dutch. Remember like the skip rope, the thing where you got jump in and thing. It's the same thing. Timing. You gotta know the right time to jump in, right time to jump out. Check can't stay in too long because you get tired, exhausted, and just drop down and then lose out on everything. Same with the jumping rope. You check same thing. But yeah, same ways too. I had to show you like this the goal, the I say I was going to show you oil too. Let me pull it back up to do that. Because that is an important one. Let's see what she gonna say. I got that somewhere. US oil, US oil, US oil. No, US oil. Yes. See, I know I got it mad, but just far. Okay. So This ain't looking too bad. Because she was less. I mean, she was higher. So this here, let me tell you straight like this. This chart here is basically directly correlated to which your gas price is. So, meaning when this high, gas prices going up. Right now, they gone down a little bit, so things kind of level out itself. But see, like a couple of weeks ago, things was bad. Let me say like around April, yeah, going into May, and so on. Things was bad because of the war that they had been going on and all this thing going on with Iran and so on. Gas prices went up because why? Oil prices went up. Simple, like flow. Your car, not just your car, but the we only use a car, for example. Your car using gasoline to run, either gasoline or diesel. That gasoline comes from oil, crude oil, that has be pumped dredge from the oil wherever they got the oil rigs station. Good. So one thing that'll make gas prices and oil prices go up is war, because to fund a war, to fight a war, you need a lot of gas, because you got to fly fighter jets, you gotta drive Humvee, you gotta, okay, good. All these things need gas. So guess what? Gas price to go up because the demand increase significantly, and now supply and demand. Simple. So once this go up, for whatever reason, whatever factor, we will be affected for sure. The check. So just think of it like this. Anytime you see like the gas station checking the price of gas going up, especially if it gone up drastic, you could bet and believe you could put your last dollar that once you come on this crude oil chart, US oil, you're going to see this up. Check. And I just wanted to talk about that, like I say, because I just wanted to show how correlated, let me say, like our transportation costs are, our utilities, our daily living costs are, how correlated it is with, let me say, these markets. But let me say that specific chart, the oil, because they have other oil um, stocks and other oil tickers and thing, companies in on the market. But that one there is a good one to follow if you like that one there to give you like a good overall picture of what really going on. You check? So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to bring that up because like let me say for us here in St. Martin, recently we experienced like gas price gone up significantly, even the price of food gone up, everything gone up. Why? Because oil gone up. So now everything around it gone up because everything runs on gasoline, whether it's cooking gas, whether it's actual gasoline, some type of farmer oil getting used, you know. So GB bring up fuel class because now it's more expensive for them to get fuel. We gotta pay the cost. The check when you go in the shop, you notice buy used to buy bread for one price, but it gone up. All the groceries, period, gone up. Why? Because the grocery store checking by, they had to pay more for the shipment. Let me say they had to pay more for the container. So they end up raising their prices to accommodate. Check. So I just showing you like what we're experiencing, like literally like whether you investing or not, the market's affecting you daily. Check every day. So yeah. Anyways, I going to dive now into actual, I'd say, meat of the matter here today. What I really come talk about this today. I really want to talk about IPOs. I'll touch on what it is, and I can talk about some of them with you here now today. Good. So IPO, what is an IPO? Based on Wikipedia, an IPO, initial public offering, is the process by which a privately held company offers its shares to the general public for the first time, often called going public. This transition allows a company to raise capital while giving early investors and founders a way to cash out their investments. Good. So, simply put, IPO, the term stands for initial public offering. And to explain it simple in simple terms, a private company becomes publicly traded, meaning they go public. They're checking, okay, we've been doing our operations a while and maybe we're making money, but we want to raise capital, raise more money, and we're going to do it by getting investors from the public, not just private, maybe people they know or maybe a bank or whatever. Check. So to explain it, before the IPO is only founders, employees, and private investors that, let me say, involved in the company operations and what going on in company. But then after the IPO, you get public investors that are able to participate. So in some companies, when you buy shares, you could even vote for, let me say, who going to be the board of the company, or let me say different decisions that a company making. So it's up to you. Like basically, buying shares is having ownership. You own a part, a share, a portion of the pie of a company, and that has come with different benefits. Most times, of course, financial benefits, but also other benefits like I say, being a part of something, being your voice being heard and your opinion mattering in a certain case or situation. You check. So yeah, we could go through the whole process, but we don't need to worry about that because right now we ain't bringing no business to market. But we just want to know, okay, what it is, why did it do it, what it about. You check. So I can mention some IPOs, but they got a big one coming up that I really that kind of inspire me to do this episode. You check. So we got this SpaceX, this company called SpaceX. SpaceX. Um, like there's so much articles about it, how to buy SpaceX stock and its IPO day. Watch SpaceX set for historic IPO this week. Bitcoin price rebounds for 2 months low. SpaceX IPO siphons capital. Here's why the Blue Origin rocket explosion could drive the SpaceX IPO even higher. Bunch of articles about this SpaceX IPO coming. Shares in Elon Musk SpaceX are poised to be released very soon. June 12th is the IPO date for SpaceX. Honestly, I had to do this now because I talk about this on this um, podcast episodes ago. You check, and I check in by if SpaceX, Starlink have to go public, I buying shares in that for sure. And guess what? I on that. We on that. Okay, go. So bottom line, let me close this and talk to you. Bottom line, what going on here? SpaceX is a space exploration company which Elon Musk is the CEO. Most of us know Elon Musk, Tesla, even he was in government in the States recently. I cannot. So Tesla man, Elon Musk, have a company also called SpaceX, which SpaceX does send rocket ships to space. Like they are the first company to launch and reland a spaceship, like a rocket ship. Like they launch it and they get to like bring it and land it back properly instead of it just coming back and crashing and mashing up. Good. Cool. So they just send up rockets and they just do space exploration and rocket testing and those things, similar to NASA. I know most of us for sure familiar with NASA. But also, I'll say adjacent, like being as they just do that, something that they also just do that come out of that is they now just provide internet, whether for businesses or residential, so whether for your house or for your business, you could get internet, so Wi-Fi, if you will, from Starlink, which is from SpaceX. And any of my long-time viewers don't know me, this guy right here, Oliver Williams, is an advocate for SpaceX. Yeah. I am an advocate for Starlink. Yeah. Straight up. I love Starlink. Best thing I do. Straight up. Best thing I do for myself. Because tell them I wasn't cutting it. I'll be straight. And I check in. I even say on more than one occasion, I already know if I had to do this podcast using Telem, especially how it was when I had it, I was done there in a while. Long time. So I guess in that regard, shout out to Starlink one time. Truthfully, it been given things been a little slow the past like day or two, up to today when I was, finalizing my preparations for the podcast. I check in, but internet taking long to load, man. They saying like Starlink. But guess what? Even facing those situations, still significantly better. Still way better. Tell you straight up. Like I actually have an episode where I talk about, let me say, telecommunication setbacks we facing here in St. Martin. So it was a two episodes. One was about the service providers we have here locally already. So Flow and Telem. They have other ones, smaller ones, but those are main ones. And then the next episode was about Starlink. And I do like comparison. I even show like speed tests in that episode comparing. Yeah. So trust me, I've been advocating for Starlink, and I've been said if Starlink have to go public, if I could ever buy shares of Starlink, I'll do that. You check. And like I say, guess what? Starlink about to go public. They about to make the shares available for everyday investors just like me and you. So I give you the info here on Monday, the 8th. Like I tell you, the 12th is when they're going public. So that's Friday. And most I could say is organize yourself. Start out yourself. Like my partner that laugh at me, check it, yeah, you always check it, start out yourself. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta make sure you get yourself organized, started, well started. Check. But so yeah, like I say, anticipated SpaceX IPO, TF's massive hype or real opportunity inside the mouth-watering numbers justifying SpaceX $1.75 trillion IPO. You check. Like I say, I'm gonna touch on some other ones, some other IPOs just now, but like I say, I had to talk about SpaceX. I had to talk about Starlink, my people, Starlink people, big up the team in Starlink one time because they got this possible now. They making this possible, I for sure. So I gotta shout out Starlink wherever they be, because you can't like really call them, but yeah. But they got good customer service now. But yeah, finding a number online for Starlink, don't think you could do that for like other companies, I think. But don't worry, they are on the bar. And yeah, it's obviously personal for me. You check. So bottom line, people paying attention to it, like they say, they're trying to justify the numbers because it's $175 trillion IPO. A lot of money they invest in, like they get in, So bottom line, they check in. This could be one of the biggest IPOs ever in history. And yeah, like I show you, it's targeted to be publicly listed June 12th, which is this Friday coming. And they're looking at listing it at roughly $135 per share. Cool. Like I say, it's at a valuation of around 1.75 trillion, not billion, not million, trillion. The check, and it got extremely high investor demand. So yeah, like I say, know your on. See how you could get yourself organized, get yourself in. And this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just showing you like, are you looking at this? So this is something that you interested in. Check it out. Check. But yeah, like I share with you my experience with Starlink. I have an IT degree. I do work in IT, I have past experience in IT technician roles and so on, So this is kind of up my alley too, same ways. But I just want you to understand why investing in products you understand can sometimes make more sense than just blindly chasing trends. So if you use it, you understand it and believe in it, That's usually a better starting point than chasing hype or, yeah, you see this thing they talking about and you checking, you gotta go get into that. Like the best thing is getting into things that you know about. So like even in past episodes when I talk about this, I talk about like how I love cracks. I could be the spokesman for cracks. You check? And okay, I don't have no shares in cracks. Why checking? It only makes sense. Like I like buying cracks. Why not buy some shares in cracks? Similar to, let me say maybe you might like Coke, Coca-Cola. Maybe you'd buy a lot of Coke, you just drink a lot of Coke. You check? Maybe a day you might go on the financial markets and you might see Coke stock. And you may be checking, what? I just don't pay for Coke. I just don't spend so much money on Coke. Maybe I should just buy a one or two shares in Coke. It can probably be a couple hundred. I think it's like two, 300, maybe 400. I could check. But anyways, bottom line, those is smart moves because you know the company, you understand the company is a product that you like and you invested in already. And if you really consider it, it's like the money circulating because now you invest in that company, you have shares in that company. So now every time you buy a Coke, it's like you helping build your own shares. It's like you helping build a company, which is helping you build as well. You check, the more money that company make, the more money you making because your share price gonna increase, and it just make sense. So yeah, that was going on there. And yeah, like I say, to really like drive it home, when you want to invest, whether it's IPO, whether it's already established and a company with a track record, before anything, you want to think about a few different things. First of all, do I understand the business? So do I understand the company? How does the company make money? So, like I say, maybe you like Coke, for sure, Coke to make money by selling Coca-Cola cans, whether it's can, bottle, big bottle, small bottle. They have other types, they have other flavors, they have Coke Zero, they have, they product, they products, how did I make money? Is it profitable? Buy. You checking, you the only person buying Coke. Everybody love a Coke. So they making profits. Check. What are the risks? Of course, they have risks. Look with how things is with the war and like I say, with the global situation with oil and the oil prices. Never know. Maybe somehow something happened with the supply chain of Coke, or maybe they find something in a Coke can and people checking buying, but I ain't buying Coke no more. Tal. Like what are the risks of you investing in a company? What could go wrong? You know? And then what valuation am I paying? Meaning like how much you're going to invest in. Check. Okay, then you could be investing over time, meaning like, okay, you're investing this amount, this amount, this amount every month or every quarter, whatever interval you choose. But yeah, you need to start with these questions. Like, if you want to invest in a company, whether it's something you see online or, like I say, it's better you do something that whatever it is, you gotta check out the pros and the cons. You gotta weigh out your options, weigh out the good and the bad, the positives, the negatives. So see if you really understand the company, if you understand what they're doing, how they're doing it, And then, like I say, if they're actually making money, and then you check out the negatives, what could go wrong if you do invest in a company, how could things go south, and yeah, a lot of times, not just because a company is popular doesn't automatically make it a good investment. Check. So you gotta do your own due diligence, your own homework, check out, see. Like I say, get to know what's going on. It's just like you meet a new girl or you meet a new guy, depending on who watching, and you want to get to know them first before you jump in. So it's the same concept. You want to know what you're getting yourself into before you get yourself into it. Check. So, like I say, not just because something popular mean is a good investment. And even with the SpaceX, some analysts questioning whether SpaceX valuation is justified despite the excitement around it. So meaning some of the people as actually analysts and financial advisors, they wondering like why if that's really a good investment, if it's really worth so much, you know. But obviously people interested. So that's kind of one of the big key factors. You want the hype and the sought afterness. You want people looking for your product. Like as soon as it come out, they checking they want it. So for sure, SpaceX got it. And like I said, for me, investing in that is like kind of more personal, I guess I could say. Like I check in, I love Starlink. I've been saying if Starlink, SpaceX had to go public, I can get into it. So yeah, I am man of my word. I say I can do something, trust and believe that is bond. Check. So yeah, bottom line, we're looking for great investments. And a great company and a great investment are not always the same thing. So you want to make sure, do your due diligence to check out what are the good things to get into, what is something that come in that good or something that they are that good. Check. Because now a lot of times people just watch opportunity in hindsight. A lot of times, a lot of people will say, I wish I had buy Amazon. I wish I had buy Tesla. I wish I had buy Nvidia. Check. But as we could see, like I showing you here today, opportunities continuing to emerge. Because honestly, SpaceX ain't the only one that come in. They have OpenAI. So ChatGPT, the company that put together ChatGPT, that build ChatGPT, they soon going public too. So they gonna also have an IPO soon too. Even another one, the company that built Cloud, so Anthropic, they also going public and they going public soon as well. Like in the sense of like I can't remember exactly when OpenAI is right now off the top, but I know for sure for a fact Open Anthropic coming up soon. Not as soon as SpaceX, of course, but coming soon to a theater near you. Yeah. To a trading platform near you. Yeah, straight. So bottom line though, opportunities continuing to emerge. So we can't cry over spilled milk. We can't say, bye, yeah, I missed the opportunity. What I gonna do? I can't get it again, which usually that's how opportunities is work. Like if you miss the opportunity, don't think you could try and catch it back again because once it's gone, it's gone. But we can't predict the future, at least not perfectly. People are trying to make predictions, but we don't know what future holds. But if we can stay informed, stay educated, and stay prepared when an opportunity arises, we will be ready. You know. So Even the Bible tell you, study to show yourself approved, meaning make sure you're educating yourself, informing yourself, and keeping yourself ready so that when your time come, you get a thumbs up checking by, yeah, you did it. Yeah, yeah, big up my buy, sell win one time. Yes, okay, good. You check. But yeah, like I said, a lot of people like looking at things in hindsight. And of course, the next opportunity always and obviously looks good in hindsight. Check. But we can't cry over spilled milk. We can't just sit down there and check. I miss it. Oh my God, what am I gonna do now? I can't do nothing. No, we gotta see what's for we. What God have in store for us. Nobody can take it, turn it and twist it now. Check. Yeah. So that is it. Just know that things happening. And yes, like I say, Starlink, SpaceX, IPO coming soon. Check. But like I say, ain't the only one. And they had a lot of previous ones that was great as well. Like for instance, Facebook or Meta platform. Airbnb also was a good one. Uber was a good one as well. Tesla, which might buy Elon Musk. One thing, a lot of people might not like him, but no money, to make it. You check. So yeah, I respect the game. I respect also. Yeah, yeah, yeah. June 12th self. Yeah, man. We touch on it. We touch on it. Check. So yeah, 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 yeah. So like I said though, yeah. So like I say, we touch on the IPO. I even explain what IPOs are, all that good stuff. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if you want it, but I am that. So like I was saying, my advice to you, the viewers, keep in mind I am not a financial advisor. So yeah, but I just showing you, keeping it real with you. I showing you what I am. If you want to come along, that's up to you. But I am this SpaceX. I am that. June 12th, Joe is in ASO. Yeah, I know I ain't say it right, but still. So you get the point. So yeah, right now, let me say like I talk about Meta. Meta platforms, family Facebook, they went public May 2012. When they went public, their IPO price was $38 per share. Good. Keep in mind, it says it raised 16 billion. And as it says here, making it one of the largest technology IPOs in US history. Good. Good. And I say afterwards, when it transitioned to Meta, they had changed its ticker and all that good stuff. But like I say, on May 18, 2012, so 2012, Meta platform, so Facebook and all the other ones, they got Instagram, they got WhatsApp, they got all these other things now under the umbrella. But when they started on May 18th, 2012, their IPO price was $38 per share. And I just want to show you right now, the price of Meta platforms is $585.39. Okay, good. We in 2026 now. So a couple years passed for sure. Couple years well. But Even if you had put in at $38, like I say, when it come out, when it IPO'd, when it went public, it started at $38 per share. Right now, it's at 585 and change per share. Good. Had she ups and downs, as we all do. In life, we just roll with the punches, and it's how you bounce back. Good. So all of that she done right now. She was even up to 600 and something, 635. Let me see, all time high. $52 week high. Yeah. 796 is the 52 week high, meaning like the highest over the past year. Let me see. So right now she at 585. The highest she been over the past year is 796 and 25 cents. Good. Right now, 585. Good. So like I say, 2012 it come out $38 a share. It's at 585 now. But one thing I want to point out as well is, like I say, it came out and it says at the time it was one of the largest technology IPOs in US history. Good. They're saying the same thing about SpaceX now. Good. Just want to say that. As it says, when Meta came out in 2012, their IPO price was $38 and they raised 16 billion. 16 billion with a B. Now, as it says here, SpaceX foresees its raising and well, yeah, here it was saying it, but I won't go into the article. But yeah, I did mention earlier though that like the SpaceX right now, they're looking at doing it at right now they're looking at doing the SpaceX at $135 per share. And they have a valuation of 1.75 trillion with a T. Good. So like I say, Meta, they raise 16 billion with a B. SpaceX is projected to raise 1.75 trillion with a T. But time out, are you going too hard now? Yeah. That is itself. Because, yo, that's crazy. And like I say, the checking like this could be one of the biggest IPOs ever. Straight. Check. So I just wanted to share that story on Meta. So like for context, for reference, so you could get an idea, okay, when they come out, there was this price, now they this price, and even like I say, a comparison between them and SpaceX. So for me, I have faith in SpaceX. Like I tell you, I am a believer. I am an advocate for Starlink. So I've been ready to get shares in the company. Yeah. So even if it's one, even if it's a portion, me, I get it. Yeah, check it. Check. So yeah, like I say, I just wanted to show you that and explain you. And like I say, a lot of people will be checking by. They wish they had buy this, they wish they had do that, but we ain't crying over spilled milk, we ain't looking in the past, we looking at the next opportunity. on the list, on the plate. You check. So that's my advice to you. Yes, reflection is good, but don't wallow in the negatives and in the past. You check. And yeah, realize opportunity coming. Opportunity is right on the horizon. So prepare yourself, get yourself ready so that when the opportunity reach, you could take advantage and you could say that you elevating and elevated yourself. You check? God bless. That's all I gotta say on the topic. You check? I ain't got nothing else to show you. I ain't got nothing else to tell you about this specific topic here today. Yeah, like I say, for sure, keep informed and stay educated, you know? To bring everything together in this game, honestly, in this life, continuous learning is the key. You know, lifelong learning is a term that I heard from when I was in college, and I loved it because I check in, that is it. Like they say, every day is a learning experience. No, we shouldn't be closed off and close ourselves out from opportunities, from the possibilities that may be right in front of us that we just don't see it because we so close-minded about things or just closed off, shut down, shut off towards these different things. You check? And yeah, the best thing to do is to understand before you start investing. So don't just, like I say, see a bunch of videos or maybe on TikTok you see people talking about investing and see people telling you about how much money they make from investing and so on. Don't just be checking like, why I gotta get into that. Let me go put my money in that area. No, like let me go talk to somebody that I know that does do it, so they could tell me where to put my money, and then I'll just put my money there. No, understand, understand where you're getting yourself into. Understand before investing. Check, and it's good to stay informed, especially in the market. Things forever changing, which I just sit and remind me like one thing I was going to show as well too is the platforms I just watch and follow to keep myself up to date with what going on in the financial markets. I all these things I mentioned in the financial literacy series now, which earlier in this episode I pull it up, I show you how to find it and all these things. But like I say, you go on my YouTube channel, everything is right there. I have a playlist specifically for financial literacy series. I have a playlist on my YouTube channel, whereas once you go on YouTube, you type in my name, Oliver Williams or Oliver NJR Williams, whatever you want. You must see my channel come up. And once you go on my channel, you click playlist and you will see financial literacy series. Check it out. Because what? Understanding where you're getting yourself into, understanding before investing is important. It's good to know where you're getting yourself into. Sure. And like I say, stay informed. So that's why I just follow things like Schwab Network on YouTube, even Yahoo Finance. You could find them on YouTube as well. They got a website. Same for Schwab. Schwab honestly is one of my favorites. They have a wealth of information and value for free. Check. You could go watch the Schwab Network and get like the up to date real time news of what's going on. They have even on YouTube, but even on their website too, like videos and webinars and content you could follow to educate yourself about the markets, how to understand charts, how to understand what they're talking about, period. When you hear them talk about options and talk about these different things. You check. So they have a nice, good wealth of information, a nice knowledge base put together so you could educate yourself. But like I say, you go check my financial literacy series. I break it down for you. You know me. You don't watch my podcast, so you know how I that's explain things. I like to give you like a practical example, give you analogy, so like an explanation or example of these things that I talking about. And yeah, like I say, in my financial literacy series, I break these things down to the fundamentals. Like literally, I start from the top. I give you definitions and explanations on the different terminologies. So when you hear these terms, whether from me or even on the radio or on these different platforms, you can know what they're talking about. You check. I give you a good foundation, a good explanation. I even show you, okay, look, when you see in the charts, this is what this is. This, breakdown, full breakdown. Check. So, bottom line, if you are someone who don't know nothing about the financial markets, or even if you have some knowledge but you're checking and want to educate yourself some more, you can go on my YouTube channel and check out the financial literacy series playlist on my channel. Check. Like I say, additionally, check out Schwab Network. Check out Yahoo Finance. Even CNBC. They have a good financial segment in their news network. And yeah, they got other places too that, like either watch like Wall Street Trapper, Trapping Tuesdays, either have a podcast every Tuesday as well. Well, a live. I mean, I call it a podcast. They have a live every Tuesday as well, where he break down the markets from a layman terms, like using like references and analogies that any regular person could understand and pick up on. So that's what it's all about. Because rightfully, in the past, this information has been like always kept to certain groups. This information has always been like relayed in a certain way that it always like kind of above your head, in the sense of like they're always using terminologies and things that you don't understand, so that you don't understand. You check, keep you like, make you feel like, yeah, man, you're getting the information, but you don't really even know what's going on. You don't know what to do with it because you don't really understand. Check. So understanding is fundamental. It starts with understanding. Once you understand what's going on, you know how you can move moving forward. Check. So yeah, like I say, learn, keep learning, and understand what you're doing before you start investing. Don't just jump in head first. They got different things, tools, and things you could use to learn without using your own money. They got like paper trading, meaning like paper accounts that you don't use in your own money, and all these different things. All these things is things to help you learn. Check. Like I say, the different platforms with educational information to learn, understand, understand what's going on, stay informed, keep yourself abreast, because especially with how the financial markets is, look, anytime anything break out, it affecting the market. So that's why it's always good to stay up to date. Watch these networks, watch these news or so, Don't always have to watch the news because not everything is going to be relevant to what you're doing. But just so you could get the idea of what's going on in general, it'll be helpful. You know what? Yeah, don't invest blindly, don't invest emotionally, and try your best to build long-term wealth. You want that when you reach to your old age, you have something to fall back on. You want that, yeah, you're working now, but when you reach to pension age and pension in long enough to reach to handle all your expenses, that you got something else on the side that you could depend on, that you could fall back on. You check, build yourself, invest in long term wealth, not instant gratification. You check, financial literacy does give you options. The more you understand money, the better decisions you can make with it. You check, and yeah, opportunities can always exist. The question is whether you're gonna be ready when it arrives. You check. So yeah, like I said, that's all I gotta say on that. And with that, keep into next chat. I go to wrap it up and jump off. As I always tell you, execute with excellence, my people. Check that what we're doing. And that don't mean you have to be perfect. That just mean you're trying. That just mean you're intentional. That just mean that you're growing. Check. You're striving for better. So continue executing with excellence. And yeah, you don't know. This has been another episode of All Over It Podcast, episode 58. Yeah, we doing numbers now. That's what we talking about. Money. Yeah, man. Episode 58, IPO, investing and opportunity. That's what we talk about today. Opportunity. Because opportunity is knocking at the door. Is if you're going to open for it, buddy. Are you? Is you? Check. So, yeah, that being said, blessings my people love alone. Like I always tell you, like, subscribe, comment, share, do all of that YouTube, social media stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If this information, if what I talk about here is things that you like or you find value or you checking somebody that like and find value in, don't be afraid. Send it to them, share it with them, yell it at the mountain tops, all over it podcast. Yes, I check. We doing things. Blessing my people. I can catch you here again next week for another episode. And as you know, we doing things. We gonna come with value for you always. And all you gotta do is show up. All you gotta do is be here with notepad and your pen ready. Yeah. Check. Ready like Freddy. And just know good things working on. You check? I got some interviews working on, like I tell her, I know you're probably checking, man, I don't know what you've been saying. But look, real talk. I got some good things coming. I've been working on some good things and I always come and share with I. So I can't share too soon, I can't let the cat out the bag too early. But yeah, you don't know, I have to leave her, what going on with the markets today and just know good things coming. Interviews, good content, good information. For sure, I gonna hear more about this IPO because after it pass, we gonna see how things fall and we gonna see what's next on the opportunity list. So you don't know, blessing my people love alone. I hope you stay blessed. Have a blessed week ahead. Bless, no stress. Don't leave nothing stop you. Don't leave no adversity get in your way. We are conquering lions and we trample anything that try to stop us and keep we back and keep we down. And just know, wish you a productive week ahead. All blessings. Check this positivity, positivity. Everything you gotta do, everything you put your hands to, blessings and positivity and that. Yes, yes, yes. Love alone, my people. I wish you a blessed week ahead and catch you here again next week for another one. Love alone. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Bless on my bye.
Salut!